Hello everyone, my name is Olutunde Onifade. Today I want to take us through how to use Microsoft Word to import questions into a Moodle course. They assume that the Microsoft Word file format, Microsoft Word file import export question format plugin has been installed on the Moodle on your Moodle by your Moodle administrator. The plugin can be found in this website address, and the instructions for installation is on that web page. When it has been installed, you will need to have a template, Microsoft Word template for editing your questions ready for upload. The template is also found on the website. You click on this link. You come to the page where you can download the template. The template is here, Moodle question format plugin resources. So you click on the template and you save it on your system. Now you launch it. You launch it, and here the first thing to do is to enable editing and enable content. Now this template has instructions and many tables. You will need to edit this template to import your question. First is to delete the instructions. Well, of course, you must have read the instructions before you delete them. Delete the instructions. Delete the instructions. And then every other thing that you do not need in the template, like delete this as well. And then since we are using only multiple choice question format, you delete all the tables for other format. Like I can see this table is for multiple choice with multiple answers allowed. True, false question format matching. We don't need all this, so we delete those tables and leave only the table for multiple choice question with only one answer correct. Okay, I delete this, so we have this. Then if you notice this table, you see that the first line on this file is multiple choice. This multiple choice is actually the name of the question. You format this in this way. Let me show you how you need to format this. Now, the first line actually that should be on the file is a category in which you want to store your question. And this category, you have to type in the name of the category, type in the name of the question, and then you format the rest of the table. I'll show you another file in which I've done that. This file is the file that is ready for upload. If you look at this file, the first line on this file is history of Nigeria. That means I want to create a category called history of Nigeria, and in that category I want to store the questions that follow. The first question that follows is, the name of the question is question 1, history of Nigeria. And like this bracket MC is to show that it's for my information, to remind me that this is a multiple choice question. And then following this question 1, I have question 2. Now after the question 2, I have another category name, economy of Nigeria. And I have 2 questions under the category as well. That means that when I upload this file will automatically create 2 categories of questions and put the questions in the respective categories. Now, something I want you to note at this point is that the category name is formatted as header 1. Make sure it is header 1. The question name is formatted as header 2. You must make sure that the formatting is correct. And then the first row in the column has the question stem. When did Nigeria get independence? And in this cell, we have MC. This cell must contain MC to show the system that, to tell the system that this question is multiple choice. And then if you look at this table, you see that the next row is default mark. This means that if the student answers this question correctly, the score that will be awarded to correct answer is 1. That's default mark. You may decide to make it 2, you may decide to make it 3. Then shuffle the choices means that these options will be shuffled. For a student, A may be the first option. For another one, C may be the first option. Set it to yes. The number the choices, well, we like the choices to be numbered with capital letter. Penalty for each incorrect try. Now, for correct answer, the student is given 100% of the default mark, which is 1. Now, for incorrect tries, the student is awarded minus 25%. We just put 25%. The system will understand it as minus 25% of the default mark. So in essence, if somebody picks the wrong answer, it will have minus 0.25 as the score. That is what this means. And this, you will eventually need to tell the system to implement this penalty when you are setting your test. But if you don't configure it to implement the penalty, instead of subtracting 0.25 from the score of the candidate or the student, it will just award the student a score of 0. Okay, so now, so this is what we have. So this particular table is ready for importing. I've set 4 questions. When did Nigeria get independence? Who is the current president of Nigeria? And then economic question. The currency of Nigeria is called. The options are there. The major source of revenue generated for Nigeria is. The options are there. Now let's go to do the import. I have my course already designed with 2 sections: the history of Nigeria, the economy of Nigeria, and then I have a test for each section, and I have the end of course exam. So what I want to do is to upload the questions in such a way that I can identify questions associated with the history of Nigeria, those associated with economy of Nigeria, and during my exam, I can select from the different categories to make up my exam. So let's see how this is done. You go to the setting button, you look for question bank. It's not available here, so I click on more to give me access to the question bank. So come down, I get to the question bank. We look at my question bank is empty. There are no questions in the question bank. And for categories, I only have, for my default course for question banking, I have only the category of default for Q banking or question banking. So what I need to do is to go to import button, and I choose my file format is Microsoft Word 2000 table format, and this option comes because the plugin had already been installed. So I come to import my, okay, still loading. Okay, I can drag and drop my file here, or I can use this button to choose the file for upload. Then is ready for upload. I upload. It's taking a while. It's taking a while. Just have to wait for it. Okay. So I import. I have 4 questions imported. Now before, okay, I have 4 questions imported, and I can click continue. So now I now have in my category now, let's check my categories. In my categories, and I have this is default, this category default for Q banking. I have 2 categories: economy of Nigeria, history of Nigeria. On the economy of Nigeria, I have 2 questions, and I have 2 questions here as well. Well, I can look at what questions I have on the economy of Nigeria by clicking on the title. These are the questions I have. And look at this. The question name comes here. So it tells me this question belongs to economy of Nigeria and this as well. And I can preview my question by clicking on this link. This is the preview of my question. And then having imported these questions into this category, I can now go back to my course. And first of all, I'll need to enable editing, turn on editing. For the first test, I click on the test on the economy of Nigeria. I edit my quiz. I click edit my quiz, and I add question to the quiz. I can add new question I can type directly, or I can add from my question bank. I'll click from my question bank, and then the category I want to use is economy of Nigeria. So I click on the economy of Nigeria. Now I have 2 questions, and I want to select all the questions. Okay, and I click. So I have 2 questions in my quiz, and so I'll go to my I go back to my course, and I go and add the questions for the economy of Nigeria in the appropriate quiz. I come here, I click edit quiz, and then I add question. From the question bank. This time around, I select the category of history of Nigeria, select all the question, and add select question. So I've added 2 questions there. Then I can now I can still go back to my course. Now this time around, I want to add questions to end of the course exam. So I click on the end of the course exam. I edit my quiz. Now, at this point, all I want to do is to add random questions from the different categories, because I want the categories to be represented in the end of course exam. So I won't pick from question. I just say add a random question. So I want to add random question from economy of Nigeria. Okay, and now how many questions do I want to select from this category? I want to select 1. Well, so assuming I have like 1,000 questions in this category, I may decide to select 37, 90, 100 from the 1,000. But in this case, I have only 2 questions. So it's reasonable for me to select only 1 randomly. So I just say 1 randomly, add random question. So the system will decide which to pick. And then I also go to